Hey, Mike with Mike's Bags, and today I am reviewing the Star by Ninja Bags. And before we get in, I want to do a quick shout out to one of the reps for Ninja Bags, and that's James Smith. He's the one that kind of coordinated to get this review done with me and Ninja to get this Star and the Street I reviewed. I forgot to mention the Street video, his discount code. So if you go on ninjabags.com to buy a set of bags, any bags, use the code SMITH10, save you some money. I forgot to mention the Streets. I want to mention it here in the start of this as well. I'll mention it towards the end, but I want to make sure you guys get it. SMITH10, save you some money. So let's go ahead and dive in. Break down these Star bags for you. We'll start with materials. Slow side, this is that Viking Pro Advantage fast side material. It's a 7-speed. It's fast but controllable, extremely hole friendly. It's great for running bags in the hole. You have some control. If you have a higher arc, a softer throw, or a finesse throw, you can throw blockers if you need to. If you have a normal throw, more of a power throw, it's not really a blocker bag, but it's great for running holes, putting bags in, and just outscoring your opponent. So 7-speed slow side. Fast side, this is that same fast side material that you find on some of the B3 bags, the Coyote, the Ranger, the Fatal. It's a 9-speed. It's very similar to that Pro Sniper Deadhead fast side. 9-speed, it's fast, crazy fast, great for pushing, collecting. It's a wonderful fast side material when you want to collect, you got multiple bags, you can gesture the board, you can push through them if you need to. So we're looking at about a 7-9 speed on these Stars. The template, this is a medium template bag, medium fullness, medium amount of fill. It's kind of that sweet spot right down the middle. I mean, this bag has some flop to it, right? It's got I call it a medium amount of flop. It's got some flop. It is not overly floppy. Sometimes these faster bags, faster bags like what this is, these 7-9 speed bags, can get sloppy and really floppy. And you're not going to get this as a Star. It's got flop to it. It's not by any means a full bag, but it's also not a floppy bag. It's kind of right down that middle. It's that sweet spot. You have a wonderful hand feel with this bag. Enough fill. You can grab it, you lock it down, but it's still got enough flop to it that it's very forgiving around the hole. You get that larger landing zone because you have enough flop. If you're off left or right, as long as you get that corner to grab, it's going to spin around, pull this bag back in, and it's back because these materials are very hole friendly. It doesn't matter which side you're on, slow or fast, it's going to drip right back in the hole for you. The fill in here, it is a mixed fill, and I love, if you've watched my reviews, you know I love mixed fill bags. This is a mixed fill, which gives you, the advantage of mixed fill, you kind of get the best of both worlds between that flat, the forgiveness and landing of the flat fill, right? This bag has very little to no kick whatsoever to it. So if you don't throw the flattest of bags, it's not going to penalize you. And if you got some tilt or angle on your bag with one side or the other, it's not really going to kick. It's going to land, flatten out, run fairly straight and true up the board. So it's not a punishing bag for you on that. The other thing that with this mixed fill is you get around the hole, right? That flat fill that's forgiving the landing is not so forgiving around the hole. It tends to want to hang. But when you get this mixed fill, you get the whole friendliness of that bead fill in there. And so the bag does want to drip in the hole more like a bead bag. So I love that mixed fill. You kind of merge the forgiveness and the landing with the whole friendliness around the hole, and it really gives you that best of both worlds type play. And so love the fill they're using here. This bag's are ACL Pro Stamp for 2024, so you play ACL events. This Star is available for you to use there. Let's go ahead and jump in on the playability of these Stars, and it's a pretty straightforward bag. This is a bag designed to run bags in the hole. You're putting your 4 bags in, getting your 12 points, and trying to outscore your opponent and just moving on round to round. Like I said, if you have a little more of a softer throw, a higher arc, you can throw blockers with this, and it does fine. But it's not a great blocker bag because this slow side doesn't have a lot of friction, doesn't have a lot of resistance. It's not going to cause a lot of bags to kick up. It's more of a visual blocker. But sometimes for opponents, just a bag on the board makes them try to do something different, and you can force a mistake. So you can definitely play that way. But for me, I'm pulling this bag out when I just want to run bags in the hole. I don't want to leave blockers. I want to put bags in. I want to just outscore my opponent, outrun my opponent. Or if I'm playing against an opponent who plays a dirty style game, who I know is going to put a lot of blockers up there, I want a bag like this because I can get around their blockers and get in the hole pretty easily. Like, this bag doesn't need a wide lane to get in. If they throw a blocker up there, all I have to do, like a bag like this, I have to step out, right? I can step out, throw into their bag, come into their bag, bully their bag, put it out of the way, knock my bag in, or leave my bag there, right? Leave it there, and then it becomes a blocker, but I bullied their bag out of the way, made it harder for them to collect that. Or if their blockers are, I just step out and slink around. And like I said, all you got to do is get that corner to grab. You don't have to get the whole bag at the hole. Get that corner to grab. It'll spin and pull itself right back in. So it's a great bag for getting around those blockers if you don't want to go through them. And if you do want to go through them, you've got plenty of speed on both sides. If there's a blocker there, I can go slow side, push through it. Fast side, I can definitely push through. I can collect multiple bags, 2 or 3 bags if I need to. That fast side, it's plenty fast enough for that. So it's a great bag if you want to keep the board clean and just not leave those blockers. It's a great bag if you want to get around those blockers. But it's definitely a bag designed to run the hole, in my opinion. That's what this bag's designed for. It does a phenomenal job. And again, like I said, it's a very forgiving bag. You have a larger landing zone because it has that flop and the forgiveness around the hole. So when you're off, it's going to grab the hole. It's also very forgiving in the landing. If you don't throw flat, it's not going to punish you. It's not going to penalize you. for not being perfect with your throw. So it's a really great bag for people who like the faster speeds. It's also a bag, like for me, I always like to have at least one fast bag in my backpack for when I want to run the hole. But also sometimes you get to tournaments and there's always a set of boards that just play slower, and I don't want to necessarily have to change my throw that much. So then I pull a bag like this out, and I'm used to playing a bag that maybe plays like a 5-speed, and these boards are just slow, and my bag is not playing. I can pull these out, and now I can still play these on those slower boards. This materials also play decent in humidity. I'm not going to say this is a great humidity bag, but if you live in an area where humidity can kind of play, a little bit of humidity here or there, you can pull these out. The slow side's going to slow down as it starts to get damp and sticky from humidity. It'll go from a 7, it'll get down to 4 or 5 as it gets really humid, but it'll still move. You can still play. It just changes the play style. Fast side's still going to move pretty well in humid conditions. So if nothing else, you can flip it over and just go fast side. If the boards get really sticky, you can definitely do it. This is also a great bag for ghost cornholes, deck arounds. If you play round holio and score holio, any of those practice style games or the open board games where you're just trying to get high scoring rounds, getting your PPR up, this bag is great for that, because if you get this bag near the hole, it's going in. If you leave a bag short, or you bully a blocker and leave your blocker up there, very collectible bag. I don't know if I really mentioned that, but it's definitely a bag because it's not that floppy. It's not accordion up. You come up, clip a corner, take it in. If you leave a bag hanging, which I don't recall leaving a lot of bags hanging, this bag doesn't hang pretty much at all. But if you happen to leave one hanging there, you don't have to get crazy aggressive and try to come across the cut or come around and get it. It's a bag. You just throw your next bag down. Usually the next bag landing on the board, the vibration will cause the bag to drip it. But if not, just put a bag in. You can pull it right in. So it's not a hard bag to collect. This is not a great bag for shaping shots. It's not a great bag for cutting, not a great bag for rolling or flopping. If you're a roll bag thrower, especially an advanced level roll bag thrower, you can roll any bag. I say it all the time, you can definitely roll. This is a bag you can roll. If you're an average to below average roll bag thrower, you are not rolling this bag. It just doesn't have that bounce, that movement that you need. It doesn't have enough fullness that really I think you need to get that rolling. It's not a great bag to cut. You can, again, if you get enough angle, you can cut any bag. So this bag does have some cut to it. It's not going to make harsh cuts, and you've got to get a pretty steep angle to get it to cut around. It's not a bag really, to me, in my mind, designed for that shot shaping style game. That Ninja Street is a better option for that, and I think Ninja has some other slower bags better for the shot shaping. This is really designed set for putting your 4 bags in, getting your 12 points, just going round to round to round, and outlasting your opponent. This bag does that beautifully. So it leads me into availability. And Ninja Bags has a website, ninjabags.com, and it's B-A-G-Z, not an S, so ninjabags.com. You go there. Bags are $95 for a set. They had quite a few different colorway options in stock for the Star. I think it's like $13.50 shipping. So it's $108.50 shipped. But if you use code Smith10, you will save some money on that. So don't forget to put the Smith10 in there and discount code. Save you some money, get you a better price on those. But full price, $108.50 shipped to you. ACL Pro Stamp bag. It's high quality. I love it. It's right in that medium price range. It's not the cheapest. It's definitely not the most expensive. I don't have a problem paying that price for a good quality set of bags. So I think you're going to love them. If you like faster bags, this is a great option for you. If you've thrown the Star, I would love to hear your feedback. Always love hearing your guys' opinions of what you like, what you don't like. So let me know. I thank you so much for the support, and I thank you for watching.